Hey there guys, welcome back to Declare Independence. I want to thank my 57 subscribers at the time of recording on June 20th for helping me build and grow this channel and reach more people. If you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and click that like button so people just like you receive this kind of information. So with that, today we are talking about two things. Number one, the looming inflation. This isn't just the same stuff that the media is peddling. This is something that people really aren't prepared for, that is going to cause a massive spike, and it's something we are all well aware of. It just hasn't really been on our radar as of yet, and that is the 4th of July. Usually around the 4th of July, we all are very used to seeing the gas at the pumps miraculously just go up 30 to 40 cents right before the big weekend, and that is because of supply and demand. They know people are traveling regardless of the price, and they're just fine raising the price on us. Now, this is not necessarily financial advice, but I think this is just good life advice. If your tank is not filled up, do so this week and make sure you fill up again next week prior to the 4th of July weekend, so you save yourself a few bucks and it'll make watching this video worth your time. Second thing, I was just watching a couple economists talk about the correlation between Bitcoin and the stock market, and one of the things that they suggested for Bitcoin's collapse and crypto as a whole, but Bitcoin in particular, is because it is now on institutional balance sheets, which it wasn't a couple years ago. Yes, it has had major collapses, but this one was fueled because of the greater stock market bubble, and because Bitcoin is on balance sheets and investment firms and large corporate entities are moving to risk-off approaches right now. It means that Bitcoin is going along with the tech stocks and everything else that's part of the everything bubble. So as of right now, there aren't too many major corporations besides Palantir that pumped a bunch of money into gold, and thus we haven't seen the price of gold move. Really, what most companies are doing is just moving to a liquid cash position and waiting to pounce and for opportunity to strike. And that is affecting Bitcoin, but it is the reason why we haven't seen anything else move to the upside just yet. I think it is worth noting that we should anticipate, as deflation rears its ugly head and it causes the price of everything to go down because of rising interest rates, because getting your hands on money becomes more expensive. The cost of homes are going to fall, because now that home that you could have afforded at $300,000, well, with the extra interest, now that the price that you can afford for your mortgage drops by a couple $100s a month, and thus the price of that home will eventually fall to $280,000, except you would still be paying the same amount on your mortgage every month, and less is going to principal. Now, this isn't something that a lot of people think about, but if you have your money tied up in stuff that will rise with inflation when the time comes, when this huge collapse does eventually reach a dearth and a bottom, you will be able to use that capital that you have deployed correctly to go in and buy these assets at a steep discount. A little history lesson: people are familiar with the Roaring '20s along with the Great Depression, but people just think that the Great Depression only happened in the 1930s and that it was great all the way up until the stock market collapsed in 1929. But really, the deflation began in 1928. It just reached its trough around 1933-34, but it was 5-6 years before it really got to that rock bottom price. So all along that time, assets were falling, just maybe at a very steady pace, until it finally fell off a cliff. And we will see the same thing. I think people are waiting, especially millennials, are waiting for things to crash so they can swoop in and buy a home. But it's not going to be overnight. This is something that's going to take time. It's going to be very methodical and slow and not very exciting, and then one day we'll wake up and everything's going to be on sale. So I encourage you to keep putting your money into assets that will stave off inflation and be a hedge against deflation as well. Look at what the smart money is doing. They are no longer in the stock market. They put their money into commodities, and I think we should follow suit. Again, this is not financial advice, but I mean, success leaves clues. We should follow what the successful people are doing, because they are prepared for this collapse, and they will be prepared to buy assets at a steep discount, the things that you wish you could have bought. Now, we don't have as much money as they do, but we can still live within our means and prepare for that time now. That means doing extra work, working that extra day, doing something outside of your job as another source of income, doing everything in your power to save up and prepare for when these things are available for you. Guys, if you like the video, go ahead and give it a huge thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, again, subscribe to the video. God bless and have a great day.